Yo, what up, what up, what up? So here we are again. We had another fabulous week. I have something on my glasses, microfiber rag. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, all right, we back in business. So here is another upload. Thank you for making it here. Other upload was very long. We're gonna try to make this one short. I don't know if everybody's watching an hour-long video. Somebody's talking and babbling on about a video about somebody else recording a movie or whatnot. But look, if you follow, cool. Thank you. We all learn here because I'm learning. But so this movie here that I had watched is Battlefield Earth. Came out in 2000. The reason I want to watch this video is because just looking at reviews and looking at a few video clips, there was something overused, and now I understand what it is now. I understand Dutch angle. I understand it to the fullest. There's nothing you can't tell me about a Dutch angle now. And then on top of that, I watched it in no sound. That's my dog. Hey, what are you doing? What's that noise? You got the hiccups? Oh, Lord, he got the hiccups. Hold on. All right, we are back. All right, so yeah, Battlefield Earth, and I understand Dutch angle. This movie overused it so much. Like, there are probably a few moments where the angles were just nice and static and, normal view, but I feel this movie overused it a lot. I tried looking up the storyboards. I didn't find anything. And you do have some instance where they're not credited in the movie. I would like to be credited in the movie, please. So, but other than that, I felt this movie was a bit from just with no sound. I watched the whole movie about 2 hours long. No sound. I understood what was going on. So, as far as facial expressions and, when they were sitting at the table, then the fighting, then they had this beam shooting into his face. I had an understanding of all of that, even with no sound. But like I said, I felt like the Dutch angle was a bit overused. And if I was a storyboard artist, I'm not going to draw each scene in Dutch. But then again, you got the director. They can do whatever they want. Hey, I'm the director. I get say so on how this thing gonna be done. All right. So, and I also did where they did achieve Dutch angle to my personal understanding. They did it good. And I'm gonna do a little acting too. Also, no sound. But let's jump into this where I felt some scenes could have been better. I did 2 different scenes here. So let's go. Boom. All right. So we're in the beginning. This is the beginning where I felt like they was introduced to what used to be. This used to be a functional city, or Earth was ongoing good. And now they had to just go back to survival mode, caveman style. So, like, that's in Dutch right there. Dutch angle. Another Dutch angle. This scene right here stood out to me right here. This scene stood out to me because, me looking at it with no sound, I felt this scene, me seeing as a viewer, seeing these ruins of a functional city that used to be ongoing is no longer. I felt like this angle should have just been tilted. And I drew, let's see. I went ahead, draw, boom. Now, if you was to just simply tilt it, that's what it was before. That's how I just copied the scene, you know. And as a viewer, seeing something like this with no sound, I felt like it should have been this, you know. And then you probably got more perspective of what's going on. You can see what's going on here, but I just felt like I wanted to tilt my head over a little bit. And I was like, you know, that angle was just overused. Man, me as your storyboard artist, no, I ain't gonna draw everything in Dutch, you know. I'm gonna give you a perspective that, from a viewer's perspective, and what could be more, that, because the reviews that I read, you know, it just wasn't there, you know, and they pointed out perspective and the Dutch angle, you know. But like I said, the director can do whatever they choose. They can do whatever they choose. Like I said, the acting was good though. I do give the acting good, because like I said, I watched it with no sound. So let's go into another scene that I saw too. Okay, which could have been better, because I felt like something was overused, and I have learned as I storyboard what not to overuse, and also you got to understand the budget and what can be shot too. So maybe they couldn't do this because of budget wise, how the scene was set. You know, they had to keep it like that. But nothing's wrong with getting, you know, a smaller camera, and you can pivot that thing, show it in a different direction. And plus, the Dutch was overused in this scene too. So let's go to that scene. The conversation. Now just pay attention. It's in Dutch. Got a few medium close-up shots. You know. Felt like they was having a conversation, because they start off with clapping and laughter. But I felt like he got upset about something. I don't know what he got upset about. But I felt like he's in charge, like the older guy. Like he top dog of all this. I don't know his role. Yeah. He looked like he's part of the head guy. Oh, him too. Yeah, he in the part of the movie where I felt like I don't know his name, but what he had a certain scene where he did a certain look, and he looked left and right as if like you doing too much, or I'm not finna be on your side anymore. And then it showed that later in the movie, if y'all seen it. I ain't gonna watch it. I ain't gonna go back and watch it in sound. I probably watched parts of it. But yeah, he did something in the movie too that kind of, with no sound, I understood what was going on. So y'all see this back and forth. You see the left side of him. See the right side of him. It's this. I know that I understand they having the conversation. I understand they're having the conversation, but I just feel. Let's see if I can. Okay, this scene right here. So let's take this off. Boom. Let's take this off. Now, as storyboard artist, I need to understand the scene. So what I would do is, one, I would start off with a top perspective. So that's the round table here. All right, boom. All right, this is me trying to understand the scene now. See if the script was given to me. You know, they're having a conversation or whatnot. And I understand we got a guy here. We're gonna just draw some. We got a guy here. He was looking at him. Then we got the head guy here. You know, I'm gonna say he's top dog general. This guy right here, his friend or his soldier was here. Then you had this guy with this extra chin here. He's sitting right here. Now, the camera view is, let's see, we're going to change that color to red. I see the camera view going from here. Hold on, I got to zoom in so I can. All right. All right. Make sure y'all can see that. Camera view is there. There. And then I feel this camera would rotate. Let's see, we're gonna draw it in blue. I say this camera would rotate to here and rotate here. That's what it looks like. And also, yeah, him too. But it seems like shoot here. And you want to keep him in frame. Keep this guy in frame here. Or also getting him. Yeah. Boom. So that's what it looks like. This camera rotates here some, from here to here. Then they got, or they just probably bouncing back from camera 1 and 2. Now I felt like with they showing this side all the time, this side all the time, I feel that camera should have been rotating in other aspects, you know. Like it was a moment where he was laughing. So let's see. With him laughing, you know, whatever statement he gave, a joke he cracked, he wasn't laughing though. This guy was not laughing. He was not laughing. Let's see. Okay. Boom, let's break it down. We're going to, oh, sorry about that. Make you smaller, move you out the way. Keep you in frame. All right. Okay. All right, so let's see. He's laughing. Whatever I don't know the script, so I don't know what was said. He got mad. Friend had an extra close-up, so the camera was probably zoomed in on him. They probably put it on the table or whatnot to zoom in on him. But let's just say I want to move you out of, oh, let's get you out of the way. Let's get you over here. Could we see his shoulder? They all had a lot of hair too. And let's see, let's say if we drew a table here. It'll probably be bigger. Hold on, I'm trying to work it out. Let's work it out. Okay. And let's see, he was over here. He does have that dominance look, so gotta probably, you gotta put him smaller. What are you saying? Okay. Yeah, we'll back of the head. I could, no, because then that'd be out of place. That'd be showing like he's looking for it. So I felt like, okay, now we need to position the camera more over here. They still got that same pose, but we have to pick the camera. So how do we do that? We learning. And then you got the other guy over here, you know, the fat guy. You know. Have him in a little perspective of that frame. And I think around the table should have kind of utilized, you know, I think they came down some stairs too. I think they came down some stairs too. I think. But, you know, I didn't want to just make it plain. All right, cool. All right, so I see a lot of things before it's recorded, but, you know, trying to draw things out of thin air is a bit of a challenge. Because I haven't seen it before. Like I see it, but to draw it is a bit different. That's why I can never draw like fabulous pictures. That's why I've been through this journey of learning. Say the big guy. Got the big guy here. I should draw that table a little bit higher. Or a little bit lower. Notification. And the other guy. Let's see. There you go. There you go. All right. And across the table. So what I was getting mixed up on was the positioning. So let's see what I was doing. So that's more of an angle. Then you got his friend that was like over here. I don't want to say his friend. I don't know. They was laughing a lot. Doing crazy stuff. Erase. I'd like to clean that up a little bit. There's the other buddy over there. Then you got the other guy that was over here. This is the table. Side profile on him. Okay. All right. There you go. All right. That is much better. I had to go. I use this app called Magic Poser. It kind of just helps put things in perspective. Like that was challenging, and then I just thought about that. I haven't used it in a while. Let's see. Okay. So That the scene that we have here is what we have on the screen, but it's pointed in another direction. Like I said, they was utilizing that left, right, left, right. They should have left, right, rotated. I understand the intents of this conversation because one had a serious face, one was like, I wanted to tell you, but I didn't want to tell you. I knew this was gonna happen. Then you got one that's kind of instructing power. So let's see. Not that one. See, I was trying to figure out what to do, and all I did was that's how I saw it. Yeah. Okay, that's much better right there. Now, I think with the camera moving around in the room or whatnot, this would have added to the scene too. Versus it pivoting the camera showing to other people, but they probably wasn't able to show different angles that was in the scene or whatnot. Hold on, this is on my mind. I got two. Let's see the camera's angle. Let's just say the stairs up like that. Yeah, I have to draw that part. I don't like a blank background. That's a door. Just say that's a door. Some more background. It was on a ship, I believe. Alright. Whatever this pole is. Alright, so I like this better. I like that a whole lot better. Y'all see how they came alive again? Y'all see that? So if we look back at, let's see, right here, right there, that's the round table. And from the same what we're looking at, in my opinion, it was too many overused camera views for that length of a conversation. I believe that conversation was a good little minute or two. And I felt like the camera should have been pivoted to go here, where it can show him, still show him. That camera rotate there. They did show some here. Even the camera could have been here. As far as catching all of them, probably could have did a wide shot of everything, Dutch style and their style. Yeah, and that's how I feel. I feel this movie had too much of Dutch angle. I definitely understand Dutch angle. So if anybody say, hey man, do Dutch style like Battlefield Earth, boom. And I'll probably be able to nail it. But like I said, I want to show y'all what it was him. Yeah. He had a scene where Dutch served a purpose. It served, in my opinion, I believe Dutch can serve as a point into, just say, let's do this. Like this is saying here, if we was to move it into frame, Dutch. That right there. I believe that serves good purpose right there. What y'all think? Dutch style. If we were just to remove all the extra stuff. Move all the extra stuff here. That serves a purpose as Dutch to me. It could have bettered in. you know, that's fine. That's just what I feel. And also, let me see. I ain't got it on there. You know, like I said, I felt the Dutch was a bit overused, and it could have been a lot better. And with a few adjustments of not overusing the camera in one angle, it being pivoted around, rotated, pan, zoomed in, zoomed out, showing the perspective from the whole ship or whatnot, that would have been cool. You know, but like I said, you got as a storyboard artist, I understand budget too. So if I ask what your budget is, then or how much can I input in these storyboards, cool, then I'll downsize it and know how to work with you and how things going to be shot. It's going to be shot in just a steady phone camera. It's going to be high tech. It's going to be $1 billion company that I'm working with that can, not $1 billion company, but a high dollar, high production in a way. So that's why I take in perspective of, you know, understanding what's going on. But other than that, man, I hope y'all like everything that I just did here. Sorry for the slow trying to figure this out. Like I said, I'm learning as I go, but I'm still excited that I'm being able to learn more. But other than that, man, y'all subscribe. Continue to just follow the journey as I continue to move forward with this. And I'll see y'all in the next video. All right. Peace.